Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to some of my new subscribers. And I apologize to the old subscribers for taking so long, but I'm sure a lot of you understand. So, to lay down what's been going on so far. Okay, before I left for Ohio, was going to put brand new tires on the blue MGB. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did wrong. I have no clue. We're going to find out though. But I was driving when I did the thrust washer. When I put all that stuff back together, I was test driving it around, and I heard a thud, but the car kept moving, and the thud came from the back. So I didn't think anything of it. I was like, alright, you know, it's still going, nothing really happened, until I was taking it to get the tires put on. And it started to, the rear end started to lock up on the road out here, so I didn't even get it on the highway, thank God. Started driving it all the way over there, turned the corner, and the rear end instantly locked up, and I'm like, oh geez, I don't know what I did wrong. But like I said, I think we're going to find out. So, on top of all that, the battery died. Now, I found out the reason why the battery died, and I'll show you guys this when we mess around with it a little bit more. I couldn't figure out why the battery died. It just completely killed the battery. I mean, I put it on my charger. Turned out it was a bad battery. So I got the new battery before I left. Left it in the garage, put it on some boards so it wasn't actually touching the ground. Got back home, put it in, and all of a sudden I'm hearing a freaking clicking noise like a solenoid's freaking hitting. I'm like, where did this come from? It turns out that it's the anti-run-on valve. And I know the reason why it wasn't going off before was because it had the old oil pressure switch on it. So thank you to Sports Car Craftsman. They didn't just say, hey, just bring it in, you know, we'll look at it. They said, oh, it's probably run-on valve. I told them what I did. I'm like, well, it can't be the oil pressure. The oil pressure can't be low or anything like that because I just changed out the oil pump. And he said it's probably the anti-run-on valve. And I told him I messed with the switch. I put a brand new switch on, and he said a lot of people that are getting those new switches is kind of popping the anti-run-on valve. So I did after he told me that, I did do a little bit of research and confirmed, yeah, a lot of people that was what was happening to a lot of people. So basically I just got to freaking disconnect the anti-run-on valve. Now the only problem with that is it may diesel. So I've been thinking about maybe we could hook up a couple of switches to where if it does start to diesel, you could just hit the switches, the anti-run-on switch would go off, and then it would shut off the engine. It's an idea, but I don't know. Good news is when I did put the battery in, pumped the pedal a couple of times, it fired right up. So the other bad thing about it is with everything going on with what happened with our family, things are going on with my side of the family as well, and it may cause us to I mean, we're probably moving. We are moving. I don't really want to leave out here. I like being out here. I like being in Colorado. It's the perfect type of weather, but when family calls, family calls. So, I know that a couple of you want to see the door skin. I want to do the door skin. So, I have to figure out how to, because if I bolt that fender in there like that, I'm gonna be bolting it down bare metal on the top there, and I don't really want to do that. But if I paint it and put it on, I run the risk of scratching it and really seriously messing up that fender. If I prime it, I run into the same problem to where it'll have primer underneath the bolts and not paint. So I may end up emailing my friend Pete and asking him, hey, give me some advice on how to do that, because if I were to do that, I would put 2 bolts in, but I don't think I could do that. I'd still have to put all of the bolts in for the fender just so I could line up the door. And once I bolt the fender down all the way and line up the door and the gaps are good on the new door skin, I can't take the fender back off. I mean, technically I could, but I mean, what are the chances of me actually lining it up perfectly again if I take the fender off, paint it, and put it back on? I mean, what are the... That might be just what I'm going to have to do, but I mean, that's going to be a lot of freaking adjusting and shit like that right after we spray it. As far as the move goes, I really want to get this thing... I mean, we're going to be moving out east, a lot more humidity. I mean, if you look at the hood on that thing, I vinegar watered that 2 or 3 years ago, and there's surface rust on it. A little bit of surface rust on it. So all I'd have to do is just basically run another vinegar water solution over the hood, and we're good to go on the freaking hood. So... let me see. I'm hoping to get all this stuff done fairly soon. I want to get it done before I leave. At least everything bolted on and stuff like that. I'd really love to have it primered and painted. And I'd really like to have enough time here to where I get it primered, painted, and I can actually start putting it somewhat back together. I mean, I could put the interior in and shit like that, the dashboard. I can hook up all that stuff, bolt the hood on, bolt the trunk on, save all the other parts and stuff like that, like the headlights and things like that. Don't need to put on the bumpers, things like that. I mean, we could mock put it on because we're still going to keep it, because we're keeping that thing. We've got way too much time and way too much money invested into that thing to basically just say, yeah, I'm going to freaking throw it on the internet and sell it. So, we're keeping the 74.5. So once we leave here, there may be, there's going to be a drop in videos, car-wise. At least for the time being, unless maybe I can find something while I'm out where I'm out. It's got to be the right deal, the right situation, and guess what? I'm back in the east, so now I've got to be really, really concerned about rust and rot. But okay, now, I'm not going to show you cleaning. There's the new rear end we're going to put in the 77. I went and picked that up a couple days ago, last week. Guy down in Colorado Springs, Jim, very nice guy. Thank you very much. He gave me a pretty good deal on it. I think it was a pretty good deal. I did get the new tires put on the MGB, the blue one, so I took them down there as a loose rim, so there's new tires on the MGB. It does start, that's good. The new lights are put on. I'm going to put all of the other stuff in the MGB, and we're going to put that online, and we're going to get rid of that. We're going to sell that. Let's see. Oh, I put the good tires that were on the MGB, the blue one, and I used those at the spare, and guess what? That one is flat. Gonna check the one in the blue one. Hopefully that's not flat. Hopefully it has air in it. We shall see. But this video is probably getting very long. I don't know how long it's getting. But those are the plans. It is still very cold out here. That really freaking that hurts me a lot because of my knees. Tends to bug me a lot more during the winter time. So we are going to get this all set up and all this thing cleaned and ready to go. I'll show you what it looks like after I got it cleaned up, ready to go, which should basically be about the time that I'm going to put it back up and put it back in there. I did buy the rear end kit, so basically the whole bottom of the rear of the car, all of the rubber is going to be replaced. I don't know any of the other rubber that I haven't replaced. The mounts, everything, all the rubber's been replaced on that. One thing's for sure, it should ride nice. So hopefully get this rear end in there, everything goes good. We'll get back in that MGB, we'll throw the freaking the plates on it, and we'll drive it around, make sure everything's good to go on it, and then we'll see what we got. Alright, thanks for coming by, thanks for watching the video. If you actually made it this long, like I said, I don't know how long this video is. It's probably insanely long, but I do apologize for that, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, take it easy guys, peace.